For now, that means Xiaoya's going to be in a little bit of danger under his own tower here.
All right, YCX is being zoned away by Tarzan and Kyle. But all the while this is going on, Hung is getting grubs for free. So AL need to make this play happen. Hound's Pursuit immediately goes down. Cleanse on the Chains of Corruption. Xiaoya's just juking around Tarzan, but the first blood comes through from Kyle. And with the untargetable, Tarzan drops the aggro. And it's time to do the same song and dance once again. Hound's Pursuit forward. This time, Hope picks up the kill.
Anyone's legend that I was missing, the one that would make a proactive counterplay across the map. Hung making his way in, though. This could be contested.
Ooh, I spot Xiaoya up here on the top side here, so LGD, they're trying to overload and punish Flandra. Oh, great pillar there from Hung. No unstoppable onslaught to get him out. The fourth shot finds its mark from Xiaoya, who roamed all the way up top side and cashes in.
That is a very, very nice pick. I just talked about how LGD had to be, a little bit active on the map. They had to get some gold back, and they do get that gold back, specifically getting it onto Jhin. I think is really important. People talk about Jin's inability to kill tanks. Well, you've got a Trundle to siphon those stats away from Sion in this game. Jhin is going to be effective in this team fight. That turret is gone. It's just completely gone.
Tongwan does not have Egg. He already had it popped by Shanks. A pretty close range flash. Shanks drops the aggro. Tarzan picks up the kill. YCX Dredge Line actually clips Shanks, and he's able to find that trade kill, and there's no further difference in the AD carry department. And, well, the way Mr. Xiaoya is building, it's not like he's going to scale and catch up too much further with that Youmu's, but here we go with Kyle. Realm Warp down behind after the Tempered Fate grabs two, and YCX didn't have a chance in the world to survive Tarzan's wrath. Passes it back up, and Hung has been bopping the Dragon on his own here with the rest of his squad. TP coming here down from Flanders. YCX's Dredge Line will connect onto Kyle. Magical Journey's back out to safety. Dragon down about 3Ks. The curtain call comes out here from Xiaoya. Tarzan already into the pit, getting assaulted as he flashes over the wall. They find Tongwan, who with the egg form will finally drop. LGD pick up the Dragon, but at the cost of their mid laner, and now they got to hightail it out. Try and get away from Kyle with the Tempered Fate. Forces a flash. No one found, but the flash galore forward. Decimating Smash won't be found because YCX trades his key summoner out as well. They get more standing gold. Their first turret dropped on the map.
AL coming in from Anivia to trap some of these less mobile carries. Really interested to see if LGD can take advantage of this, exactly like this.
All right, Tongwan, another great trade there into Shanks. Tarzan was looking for the dive, but said he's found Hung, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's four members of AL all over Hung's jungle. He flashes, but the Hound's Pursuit follows. Great follow flash from Tarzan. He doesn't get hit by the Dredge Line. The wall does not force Tarzan back into turret aggro, so he gets himself out of dodge. Another great overload. This time, AL grab another kill and push their gold lead even further. Unless Birdall has something to say about it. Been pretty quiet in this game so far. He's itching to make a play. Unstoppable Onslaught could have clipped the wall there from Flandra, so Birdall is able to walk things out. But still, another Infernal Soul on the map. And oh boy, that's a Battle Herald summoned here. Tempered Fate again. Xiaoya's flash has to be used. Change corruption. Clips onto YCX. Equalizer onto the back line. Does very little damage. Shanks has to walk back up towards the team as YCX regains with the dead line. Tarzan gets the Infernal Dragon. Is absolute pandemonium as Flandra is the first one to drop here. LGD once again trying to kick it out of the Drake pit with the one kill they're able to grab. But there's a Rift Herald in the mid lane. AL grab themselves the Dragon, and they are not looking to slow down the pace here. Great wall from Tongwan, though. Makes the Rift Herald very irrelevant. And mid-tier
obviously from Soul, but more importantly, it's going to be an Infernal Soul this game for Neferi, playing into a comp that really has Nautilus as its... Oh, God, Birdall is just gone. Disregard anything I said about Tarzan not having a 2K gold.
Down when the pillar lands there from Hope, still protected. Also has the Edge of Night Shield, which is very pesky, as the Dredge Line will land here onto Flandra. Exact target that AL want to get hit, but with that Subjugate shredding stats, Flandra is a mincemeat. There's the pick found there for LGD's. YCX is going to re-engage with a audacious Dredge Line. Hope puts a piercing arrow into his heart and finds that trade kill, as mid lane is the center stage for our next round. But it'll just be a ability to open this map up more. Finally, now with Tongwan on a reset, they will knock down that mid-tier 1 turret. They've been wanting to do that for about the last 10 minutes. Oh, that's a great wall from Tongwan. Shanks on the wrong side. Pillar knocks him back towards LGD. And the LGD mid laner picks up a key shutdown. Birdall is TP'd in. The first signs of mortality here from anyone's legend as they're on the back foot.
Yeah, we'll see how much they can get off of that. That is a very, very big pick. Ryze is dead for 30 seconds. They're going to try to get this mid lane tower.
Equalizer down. Pushes AL even further away, and thanks to those grubbies, no aggro on to the champions of LGD. And they'll get the kill and a trade of that tier 1 turret. And they're really eyeing this Baron, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves here.
But it just takes the gold lead from 3K down to 1.5K. You're still setting up around these objectives, and as we get closer and closer to Soul Point here for AL...
Oh, Birdall. It's just rinse and repeat.
Oh
my God, Tarzan, that disgusting amount of damage at this point. Yep, Tarzan is making a point that this Rumble, really just both of these solo lanes are really starting to lose a grip on the leads that they have. Yes, Birdall is still above 1,000, but that's what you expect in the Scion. We're on to the Baron here for Mr. Tarzan and company. LGD can't get in. No. Tempered Fate's going to clip YCX. Hope going to commit the Chains of Corruption. The lockdown comes across YCX. It's using the Chaos and his Flash just to get away from the AL engage. LGD, though, they do get the Pandas off of that Baron, but I have a feeling AL are just going to mosey their way on down to a Soul Point date with an Infernal Drake. As another good wall comes across from Tongguan, there's Kyle that has to use his Flash. It's not necessarily too easy for AL to cross over to this Dragon, but nonetheless, they are here, and Tarzan is burning through it. Here's the curtain call down from Xiaoya to do some poke damage. Another hook's going to come down onto Flandre as Hung gets in and takes away the Dragon. Flandre eats the force shot. He's a blinking health bar, but here comes Tarzan. How's Pursuit call the pack? He's dashing on everybody. Xiaoya's the next victim. The king of the jungle has returned for anyone's legend, and LGD will not survive. Tongguan will find a trade kill onto Flandre, but he drops into the egg form that's getting turned into an AL omelet. Ace down home for AL, and it's their king jungle.
The plays aren't even over. Kyle gonna whiff an ultimate. Who cares? We're setting up for Baron now.
And they are not letting LGD in. Another Mikhail's in response to Chains of Corruption. This time Hung, but Hope's caught on the wrong side of a wall. He's got a flash before the Dredge Light comes down, but the Root Prison does find YCX. And a key engage tool is down, and Hound's Pursuit's coming through again from Tarzan. Birdall's worst nightmare, once again, is the pack of Tarzan's dogs. 2 kills to AL, and now
they are playing cocky, and they are dominating the map right now as they've exploded their gold lead up to...
They'll drop a top lane tier 2 turret to further increase their gold bounty.
I mean, this is just... That's exactly it. When I talk about it being kind of hard to stop this push, it's because AL basically get to choose exactly where they want to be. They had so many good lane states across the entire map that they can push mid, they can push top, they can push bot. They're going to be able to get all of these turrets the moment
and now they can flank the setup that LGD have. Dragon is dark. It is going down slowly here as Flandre will try and walk in with his BD health bar. Tempered Fake and land on the 2 as Chains of Corruption also comes through here from Hope. But looking at Tarzan on the background, Birdall's already into the stasis here. Flandre's going to be the first one to drop as Hung does get himself out. But LGD have now abandoned the Dragon, and Birdall is still left on an island with a rabid dog known as Tarzan. Shanks finds that first kill, and now LGD are cornered in the wrong side of the jungle. Tarzan going to go after Hung. Here is Tongguan will find Kyle. Flashes galore come out as Shanks looks to find Xiaoya, cleanses the Rune Prism, but his health bar is far too low, and Tarzan has found him. Tarzan has found all of LGD, knocking down kill after kill. Tongguan's gonna find one stun, but Tarzan smells blood in the water, and he's got himself another huge team fight win.
Broken open for AL. The gold lead is near insurmountable.
Into this river, it was YCX at first. Is able to absorb the Chains of Corruption. Shanks trying to flank alongside the bot part of this mid lane. Tarzan is forced to go into that untargetable as Kyle flashes forward to try and find these slows. Piercing arrows coming down, flash, unstoppable onslaught, and S-Make smash from Flandre. He wants in on the playmaking game, and he's going to open up all of LGD to the buzzsaw that is anyone's legend. No Baron needed. There's the final fight. Game 1 now in the hands of anyone's legend.
AL putting the bow on top of a present to themselves in game number 1 as they push down the base. A dominant game 1 win, up 11,000 gold. Birdall's not even safe around his own fountain. This is everything we could possibly want out of AL. A dominant game 1 victory.
26 kills for anyone's legend. Tarzan a part of 24 of them. One of the greatest single-game jungle performances of our playoffs. Blood over to YCX, and I think Xiaoya gets this. One more. Oh, my God, Kyle, we are playing a dangerous game with that flash. Tarzan's Raptor Pit. Tarzan's spotted, but he's going to double back here. This camp is for level 6.
Yeah, notably for level 6. Shanks is level 6 as well.
Oh, Tarzan's
got it. Going in, went to hit it.
There's Tibbers to lock up the stun. Hunk's gonna flash a try and installs impacts Shanks, but he doesn't get him into the wall. Doesn't matter. Petrified Gaze gonna find that first kill, but here comes the Stand United. Battle Shen is here to play, and Flandra will help Tarzan, making an AL win. Double over to our king of the jungle. Oh, maybe he wants a triple K-Man. Grand Starfall going right after Birdall. The Powdered K gonna find one slow. Tarzan does have the Aegis Assault up if he wants it, trying to stack up his Q passive. He's gonna eat another Q, but there's the stun back up. Flash from Birdall into the bush, but it is warded. Aegis Assault comes down just in time. Birdall finds the kill. And Flandra, I don't think he can cut down this gap just in time. Birdall's gonna kite back. He wants to try and play for another kill. Flandra gonna walk into that brush. No vision. The alcove is Birdall's friend. Does eat up on some oranges. Vitamin D does not save Birdall. Flandra will drop him. Tanguan clearing out a mid lane wave. Yep, all right, so AL are going to get the former love of K-Man, the dragon side of this trade. As all True Shot Barrage. Oh! Man down, YCX.
Yeah, there goes the Pike. Well, unfortunately, you know, I compared Pike to Elise. And what I meant by that is that it's level 4. I hope you got your lead, because it gets harder from here. Hung on the top side, gonna try and punish Flandra. This is gonna be a difficult play to make, though.
Oh, but he gets the slam into the impale. Come on back over, Flandra. Birdall's got a word he wants to have with you. He's able to get back under turret here. Oh, the cannon barrage. That's enough of a slow, and there's a rock. Landing on Flandra in the back. Nice little cross-map play there from LGD.
It's going to be successful. You have the front line coming in from the Skarner. It's Gangplank that can make or break whether this comp is successful in being able to get that Triforce completed early, even getting some gold on the Caitlyn here, utilizing some of that pressure. It's well placed for LGD. They have themselves a small gold lead, and we talked about them scaling so well.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hex Optics, like full crit, it makes Caitlyn such a viable threat in the late game. We'll have that conversation later. Flandra is just getting jumped by Hung every day and twice on Sunday. Really holding for the bone skewer. He's now going to flash for the impale after the dash does come across. And Flandra will once again fall. This time it's Birdall that picks up the kill.
Again on the bot side as Ezreal into Caitlyn, which is only going to be a bigger issue as we get further and further along into the mid game.
It's Herald for the second Drake of the game.
It's a trade of objectives, but again, a trade of objectives is good for LGD. The only negative is that AL can start forcing fights around these dragons as we get closer and closer to Soul Point. That is a concern with the comp that they've drafted for themselves, but stalling this game out in the way that they have has been really impressive. YCX going to be playing really on the edge of danger here as he begins to scout out the dragon. We're going to get a replay of this ult being stopped here. Just well done by Hung, unfortunately for Flandra. The entire team was in the area, so wasn't able to get that ult off, but just again, overall, very positive, I would say, for LG being able to counter map essentially anywhere. Birdall gonna have to TP out from the aggressive play that's being made here, but again, TP for Gangplank for a bot lane tower, I think they're gonna take that trade.
At the very least, it's gonna go 1 for 1, right? Bot lane tier 1 to top lane tier 1. And he's able to soak up Shanks' ult, get the stun down. Birdall doing a really good job on his own.
And it's been used for nothing in the mid game here. It feels like this Pantheon has just not had the same level of effect that you need. Xiaoya doing a good job to push down this turret with the Caitlyn in the mid lane, and YCX just pressuring out. This turret's going to be gone very soon.
Oh, but here we go. Kyle pop us on a 2 with Xiaoya. That's the flash. He's far too low. Tarzan follows, and a battle shed has arrived. All of a sudden, AL spring a trap. They've got 4 in the mid lane. It's only Xiaoya, though, that ends up dropping. So again, it's a nice overload here from AL, but they're not getting enough returns on their initial investments. And allow Shanks to finally knock down this top tier 1 turret. Get himself some extra gold here to further accelerate. Could potentially help Shanks get over towards that second item to put a lot more burst onto the Annie's kit. Yep, YCX is going to look for Bone Skewer picks, but Kyle's going to look for that big team fight. It's again a force to try and get this mid tier 1 turret down. Can they get Xiaoya in to get this auto through? Yep, there we go. So Hong's going to pick up the mid-tier 1 finally.
Kyle is completely separated. He might even be caught out here. Birdall and YCX are going to be moving around the side. It's going to be so tough now for the Nico to find her way in. This flank was really, really greedy. We'll see if Kyle gets punished.
All right, here we go. He's trying to bring Shen back in here. The pop blossom only hits onto YCX. TPs are coming across. Flandra arrives. YCX will get out, and Kyle is done for. Birdall picks up that first kill. Flandra down to half HP already. And LGD, they have a lot of their ultimate tools still available if they want to work their way back through this river. They've got the man advantage. Shanks is going to whiff on the Rocket Belt Timbers combo. The Cannon Barrage comes back down. Hong can't get close enough for an impale. Petrifying Gaze doesn't land, but Flounder's going to flash just to kill off YCX. Tarzan trying to hold the front line 1 versus 2, but Shanks is down. Hope shifting forward, though, able to create some serious damage done, and Hope is able to lift AL out of a bad fight. Grand Starfall down onto Tongwan. The Miasma can make sure Tarzan can't get close enough. Tongwan trying to play around vision, but Kyle has respawned and found the slippery snake, who's continuing to slither all around AL. He's pushed himself all the way up to the walls of the AL base, and nobody's really feeling confident enough to try and kill him. Oh my god, he's going for another TP play. Flandre cancel this one. Oh, he doesn't get it! Tongwan lives, but Hope the hero for AL.
What a team fight from Hope. That was absolutely ridiculous. That looked like a terrible setup for anyone's legend. Kyle obviously gets caught early trying to deliver Flandre into the rest of the team, but he's so separated that he dies as quickly as he makes his way in. The fight's not even over. Tarzan and YCX are skirmishing. Is this even good for the Pyke?
If he can get Birdall a kill. He's got that TP shield. Oh my god, he uses Birdall as a way to get over the wall. Bone Skewer going to pull Tarzan back closer. Aegis of Defense, though, does block any damage from the gangplank coming through. Fonda versus Birdall to now flash away. LGD are really greeding to try and find some of these low health bars. I don't know if they're going to get any of them. Maybe Flandra? Tongwan can't get close enough. Hung can't either. Extra TPs and resources used for LGD to just push AL out of their own jungle. See him, brother? There were some schmoves there. Positive arcane shift forward. The only tragedy here, K-Man. All right, hold on. We'll talk about it in a second. Delivering a Battle Shen through Grand Starfall. Map pressure at its finest here from AL. Out of nowhere, Tongwan has himself in a precarious spot. I'm now realizing Flutter didn't actually complete the Stand United, but hey, you gave Tarzan the shield.
They're able to get the play down. That's how you take advantage of the missing resources from this Cassiopeia. This champion's not in a good spot to play side lane. Oh my god, Flandra's dead!
Oh my lord. Preview of what could happen for the rest of this game if AL don't get a bigger grasp. Speaking of grass, there's Kyle grabbing 2 with the Pop Blossom, but where's my follow-up? Hope wasn't close enough. Shakes couldn't rocket belt in to find a big stun and do some decent chunk damage. The Scuttle Crab is spawned to get rid of a lot of vision, but oh my god, there's a flank onto AL's side here. Birdall trying to work his way through the Tongwan, finds Petrifying Gaze onto Hope. Immediately has to be the Stand United, but Hope should be able to drop. He's got a flash arcade shift, but will fall to Tongwan. Big bad Hope is down. Can Tarzan do the heavy lifting? Xiaoya got blown up by Shakes on the back end as Kyle pulls Hung away. Despite Hope dropping, the top side for AL is gonna bring home another fight win. Tarzan Grand Starfall take out Hung. YCX will be the only one to survive to tell the tale. No, he won't even. It's an AL ace.
The flank coming in from Cassiopeia feels like it is the defining moment of this entire game, but where's the damage? The Cassio goes down to trade for Hope's life, and there's nothing left. Tarzan completely obliterates the back end of that fight. Birdall is not enough to be able to carry the damage through for LGD. AL are able to clean up everything with their CC chaining. They get this soul. They're going to get the tower on the bottom side of the map as well. The gold lead for LGD has completely evaporated. It feels very, very scary. The amount of tools that AL now have consistently to be able to make these plays happen is massive. TP coming in from LGD. They're forcing now.
Oh, there's the impale on to 2, followed up by YCX, but Kyle does help Chaya in the background. YCX gets popped here from Hope, who is untouched. Songwan throws out a good Petrifying Gaze, but Tarzan's fine. He's got the GA. He'll very easily trade his life out, but he won't even need to, because Hope, this time untouched, has enough in the tank to bring home another fight win. Xiaoya only able to get a desperate 1 trade kill. Hope has arrived to our series, a triple kill over to the Ezreal.
Of the situation is that if LGD never plays front to back, there is no outscaling to have. My Cassio is always on a flank. My Pyke is going in and dying before he can get ultimate off. The execution from LGD has been lackluster in this game, and it's taken them from a 2K gold lead in the exact stage where they're not supposed to get it to now being nearly out of this game. About that, but I mean, the state that they were in before these plays was not great for them. The fact that they've just been able to outplay every single one of these fights as they now use this Baron buff to push down the mid lane.
It's just too rough to be stretched this thin when they want to group up and play front to back. I think that's such a good point you've continued to make, K-Man. We've yet to see a fight really fit LGD standards. Even if they have scaled up some, Good petrifying gaze on the Grand Starval, but Flandra's going to flash right onto Tongwan's head to ensure the taunt. He goes gold to get away from Tibbers, but Shanks and all of AL are still there to find that kill. Even with the map enclosing on LGD, AL still play it as wide as they possibly can. And now they have the push on the top side, looking for an inhibitor turret. There's a wave to answer in the mid lane. LGD are being pulled apart scene by the scene.
AL are just dominating. Hung is the
See ya,
target.
Hung.
He's gone. Deleted
Oh
from
my
the map,
God.
and that could be game here.
Hope is just cooking, man. Damage is so unrelenting. That's your tank Skarner. They get just turned into mincemeat by this point. Hope looking to bring the game home on the point man. On to the Nexus turrets here. It's Birdall using the cannon barrage to get rid of the wave, but the first Nexus turret will drop. Birdall on the wrong side of everything as Kyle once again going for the stand. United Blossom that will find another kill. YCX drops. Tarzan gonna flash around to Shalia's head. The inhibitor turret will not save you. Another kill over to AEL. They're just picking LGD off one by one. And there is Birdall dropping. Tongwan, the only one left up. AL, it may have been a bit murkier in the mid game, but they bring it home hard into the late phase, and they take a 2-0 lead.
Be level 4 approaching this crab, but if I'm Tarzan, we'll see how aggressive he wants to play this. Shanks is making his way down. They could be looking for this Wukong now.
Oh, there's the resonating strike already through. Hung gonna have to use the trickster to get over the wall here. Tarzan ward hops to follow. Flash for flash. Tarzan wants Hung's number, and he's gonna drop him. The longsword difference comes through, and our back-to-back player of the game claims first blood.
Really is a back
Oh,
dip.
ward
Like,
hop, resonating
he's not
strike.
done.
Ooh! Nice charm there for Tongwan. Does have flash if he needs to. Another ward hop, gets the slow. Does he hit the resonating strike? No, the sonic wave whiffs. Of our teams, well, mostly AL, pick up the first Drake of the game here, so they're gonna get the first Drake down. I cannot believe that is a Serpent's Fang rush out of Misfortune. I'm actually appalled, folks. I'm not appalled by that though. Holy ward hop, Dragon's Rage kick. We thought he was gonna revisit the Ari. No Spirit Rush. No.
As the TP comes down in the mid lane, Ari still has no flash.
All right, gonna jump on with the Cyclone on top of Shanks. He doesn't have flash either. And the Spirit Rush back up for Tongwan, gonna hit the charm, force the Breath of Life. Hope is able to get himself out. There's that pick potential LGD drafted for, and they're able to get AL off of that Mountain Drake. Tarzan's strong, but are AL feeling this brash to try and force their way back in to play for the Dragon stacking? LGD are out of a lot of their critical ultimates. Dragon not low enough. Sonic Wave going to connect. Immediate Wild Growth comes down to YCX. Hope going to drop the Culling. YCX using the Dragon as a protection. The TP from Flandra coming through here. Birdall does not interrupt. All of a sudden now, AL feeling a lot stronger. YCX double tap down, and a flash out of the pit from Shalia. AL are just that strong, and they're able to get the second Drake of the game.
Even with a pick.
He is really investing in this
he's still
covert
here.
operation.
Secret Agent Tungyuan. He's absolutely made his way behind enemy lines. They have no clue.
All right, let's see if he can find a clutch charm. He needs to look for, Hope to find that, but I don't think his flank's going to manifest because Flandra's going to push tempo. There's Tongwan finally going to go after Hope. He's going to flash, get the Breath of Light, desperately trying to kite away from Hung and Tongwan, but the Melio healing is enough to buy him time to make sure he trades 1-for-1 as Flandra goes all out and gets Shanks the double kill, and off to the bot side, Tarzan kills off a little Lulu. YCX down, and now the flank setup, the covert operation has been exposed for Tongwan, and his solo lane partner in Toad is trying to desperately run away, but they've run out of space. They're caught between the two giant pillars of AL's turrets, and they have routed this flank, they have routed this fight, they have routed this game. Ace, anyone's legend.
LGD look for the thing that their comp is set to do. Flank angles onto the Lucian. Even with finding it, they just don't have the damage. Everybody's way too separated. Again, this is why we get so concerned about the draft coming in, because this Wukong, this Ari, this Renekton, they want to find.
Their last tier 1 turret will fall to minions. Shanks is letting the mostly forgotten aspects of their team take care of that.
Might have had has been taken away. At this point, they can make their way down with that 5k gold lead, though. Just continue to walk up.
All right, Destiny to spot all members as LGD have taken up space towards the bot side of the river. AL need to work their way back through. Let's see exactly how strong they really are. Destiny Vision going to come down. There's rapid fired up yellow card. It's going to hit Hung. Decent little chip damage. Hope also expends the culling. AL are going to play for the mid wave first and, man, just allow this low-key Shanks damage that's becoming high-key by the second to chunk away LGD members. Xiaoya is already about a third out of HP, and Flaundra's flashing after him. Xiaoya already has spent the flash. White Six Wild Growth flash. All of these disengage tools are coming off the board as Hung will drop. Tarzan further hunting. Ward hops forward. There's Sonic Wave Resonating Strike. Down goes Xiaoya. And AL have gotten the picks they need.
Picks throughout the entire game, and it continues to grow their lead. I don't mean to rub salt in the wound, but LDR and I mean, this is a team that is not only better at being able to play a lot of these picks and not only better at playing these side lanes, but they're probably better in the 5v5s as well because of their consistent setup and the rapid fire cannon coming in from the TF. It's level 16 versus level 13 in the mid lane. We could talk about the 4k gold deficit, but so much of that has been because Shanks has constantly been in the right spots on the map, and it's going to result in them being able to push top lane down for free as Tong Yuan just trades a consolation tower on the bottom side.
The assault onto the base imminent. Another long-distance yellow card pushes Birdall away from the turret. Baron up cannon minions, thwacking onto the turret as well. Flaundra's going to bring up a mid-wave, so the 4-1 in full effect here, and it's going to stretch LGD pretty thin. We'll be able to protect their base for now, but there are more waves to come. This Baron power play is far from over.
Far from over. We saw what the 4-1 could do in the previous games. They're looking for another.
There we go. They're going for the stab engage. That's a really good bullet time. Finally, the Cyclone bullet time paired together just like strawberries and chocolate. And Shanks is going to have a lot of time to think about that. He is into the rift right now. Dongguan is going for a top lane push of his own to get that wave as far away from the base, but the 4-1 has shifted towards the bot side. Flaundra holding the mid wave.
For this potential Elder fight, which is, again, the most important ability in the game. It's the only way for LGD to win these fights, but Flaundra zoning the entire team off right now, and they're using it just for the Cassante.
Hey guys, his CP shield isn't even down yet. Finally, it's now down as the Hung engaged with the Cyclone. Does force Tarzan to flash. Flaundra pretty low as well. Flash forward from Birdall. Does get the slice and dice through the polymorph. Flaundra is down, but AL say to the hell with that. Flaundra already TP'd bot side, but they're just really afraid of where Tarzan is at, where all of AL are. Tarzan going to contend with the Elder on his own. Hope nearby as well. TP on the back side of the pit here. Birdall with a big shield. He's got the GA. He's popping the Dominus. Somehow AL have found themselves into a really precarious flip here. Tarzan, does he win the smite fight? No, it's Xiaoya that gets the Elder, and now Tarzan's 1 versus 5. Gets dropped. Birdall able to push away another AL member. Hope on the back line does not kill Dongguan. The charm with the bellows breath from Elder gets a huge shutdown. AL have completely thrown their lead away.
There was one way back into this game for LGD, and they have found it. They win the Elder Flip 4v5, recognizing that Cassante can't make his way back in time. You're right, that TP was used onto the bottom side, and LGD take full advantage of it. AL with a massive macro mistake that is being punished to the point where they have completely
still in their control. There's no world AL can ever stop this Baron that AL now have to contend with. Oh my god, the bullet time. Why not? Oh, can Tongguan get close enough for the Elder reset? No. Shanks is able to survive. That's a huge minion wave. I think LGD might try and ride this through to end the game here.
I think they recognize without these buffs, they're going to be a lot weaker. They're trying to end now. Is this an overextension, though?
Look at all these minions. They're finally getting dissipated here. Another wave's coming up behind. AL have to all out stall, with the Grubs providing enough safety for another wave to come up here. Elder is slowly ticking down. AL are going to spring the trap once they know the Elder comes offline, and LGD have known that they've run a Chemtech Soul team. The gold is close enough that they need to make the plays, but Dongguan and Hog have found Tarzan. He immediately goes into the G8. He can eat a yellow card as the Coley comes out on the Hog. The Wild Growth won't save him. Tarzan is able to dash back out to safety, and without Hog, LGD don't have a shot in the world at Elder, but AL don't care about Elder. They've got Shanks flanking with the yellow card. Birdall tries to go after Hope. The bullet time won't find its mark because Shanks stuns and kills off Xiaoya. Birdall gonna drop into the GA, and all of LGD are scattered towards the wind. Tarzan might have been picked off. The GA to rescue him. AL mess around and nearly throw away game 3, but they are going to accomplish their goal, bring out the brooms, and sweep LGD out of the playoffs.
One heart attack later, and AL is pushing down the mid lane. Tarzan baits everybody with the Guardian Angel on his side. The true king of the jungle shows up once again, and AL are happy to take the fight to LGD. It may have been close, but close doesn't count. AL are going to charge down the base.
Ooh, it was a scary, scary prospect for the last couple of minutes. But it is nonetheless an AL 3-0 sweep. They